Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, man. I wanted to talk about this. I saw the brother Tyreek Nasheed talk about this, so I decided to give my interpretation on a particular subject. In case you guys don't know, Kevin Hart released a, I guess it's called a comedy special, if that's what you want to call it, because I'm gonna break that down. It was called "I Give Zero Fucks," and I'm sorry, that's not accurate. It is a false interpretation of what that special was really all about because he did give zero fucks because he was very careful what he talked about. But at the end of the day, they got to him. They broke him down, based off some comments that he made because we all know that you're not allowed to make no kind of comments about the alphabet people. If you do, there will be consequences and repercussions. At the end of the day, they just gonna have to be sometimes where dude just gonna have to stand tall because Dave Chappelle, he refused to continue to compromise himself. Now, of course, when he walked away from that 30 to $50 million deal, from Comedy Central, of course, they tried to run this, the name through the mud and all that kind of shit. They tried to run these smear campaigns, and he decided to go visit Africa and they tried to make it look like he was crazy. He was losing his mind. And at the same time, Dave Chappelle laid low. He went under the radar and then he came back and he, pretty much as far as the comedy circuit, he bigger than ever. He really don't do the movie thing because, in Hollywood, it's just too many complications. It's just too many times where you have to compromise yourself. So, hey, shout out to Dave Chappelle, man, because at the end of the day, he did it his way. When you go against the grain, when you go against the machine, when you go against that Hollywood machine, of course, and you find a way to, basically maneuver, of course, they say stuff about you. So at the end of the day, shout out to Dave Chappelle. He did his thing, you know. He laid low, he back, he doing his thing. He don't need Hollywood because he make enough money doing these comedy specials and, he feel he don't have to do the movie thing. He cool in his own space doing his movies. And he decided he didn't want to compromise himself, so kudos to Dave Chappelle. But let me get to Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart already been brought to his knees. And, I'm going to just keep it 100. I haven't been feeling Kevin Hart for a minute, at the end of the day because, I'm just keeping it 100 because Kevin Hart lately been on some bullshit because keep in mind, he tried to undermine the community with the Starbucks thing. He was sitting up saying, oh, well, people have jobs and they have to pay. Look, motherfucker, we wasn't talking about shutting Starbucks down. We was just trying to bring some awareness and let Starbucks know they better change their policies or we'll boycott them and we won't spend money with them. But he was talking all this stupid shit that nobody wasn't trying to hear about, people's job being the state. Well, you know what? You shouldn't work at places like that at the end of the day. And there's Starbucks everywhere. If one gets shut down, go work at another one. Those Starbucks be within a 1 mile radius of each other. Starbucks is everywhere. So, I ain't been feeling a lot of stuff with Kevin Hart. I gotta say this about Kevin Hart. When you watch his movies, he play the same character in every movie. He like a black version of Michael Rappaport. He played the same. It's no complicity to any character he plays. He played that same up and down type of character, where things can go good or be good and they just go terribly wrong. You know what I'm saying? So for real, it's really no substance to his role, and he's not a complex actor, for real. So he's very one dimensional. So I'm just keeping it 100. That's just fact. But let me talk about the special itself. He did this from what he's saying was his living room. He put some people together, and he put some people together, at his house, and he did his thing, if that's what you call it. To be honest with you, I tried to listen to it for like about 15 minutes, and after 15 minutes, it just got to the point I was like, okay, turn this shit off. It just was unbearable to watch. It just wasn't that good. It became more of basically a speech versus being a comedy special. It just wasn't funny. It was just like bad. It was really bad. And then to make things worse, Tariq Nasheed critiqued it, and Kevin Hart responded, you know, saying he didn't care, but then he made a little remark talking about power to the people. So he was kind of trying to take a swipe at Tariq Nasheed and basically what Tariq Nasheed represents. So, at the end of the day, Kevin Hart, he got people that probably won't tell him the truth. If I would have looked at it and he asked my honest opinion, I would have said it sucked. It's not that good. It's not creative. It's not a good look. You need to go another direction, or you need to, I don't know. You need to do some comedy skits outside where you might could shoot some skits lead into the show, where you pause the actual stage show and you put in some comedy, like what they did with Eddie Murphy Raw. So it just wasn't good. Just wasn't a good look, wasn't funny. And I don't know. I think Kevin Hart need to seriously regroup. I know he almost lost his life, and I understand that. I would never wish that somebody, well, in most cases, I would never wish that somebody like Kevin Hart lose their life. But at the same time, he got to come to grips with what a lot of people were saying. It just wasn't that good. And I think Kevin Hart is completely then crossed over to what you would call white people style comedy. His black aura it's been leaving him for a while. And it just need to be said. He then became a black white comedian. So that's basically all I have to say about that. It wasn't that good. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 3. That's how bad it was. It's not worth even, hitting that play button on or just ain't worth hitting the play button on your devices. It's not worth the effort. Just keeping it 100. It's your boy Town Biz. I'm out.